with Coca-Cola, the drink of togetherness.
It's the World Cup special. It's around the wickets on ThePapare.com. Hello and welcome. We are really happy to bring you an analysis of Sri Lanka versus South Africa. And I sometimes wonder whether actually you need specialists and experts to analyze this game, particularly this game between Sri Lanka and South Africa, because everything was quite plain for everyone to see. It was a very poor performance by Sri Lanka. South Africa had a depleted mindset, came from nowhere. Amla, to me, didn't appear to be able to score a run in this World Cup, and then what happened was he comes in and scores a very fine knock. So have Sri Lanka played South Africa back into the World Cup or into form? Well, I don't know how useful that's going to be, but in the overall context, I feel that Sri Lanka has lost their last chance of getting into the semi-final. Anyway, that's what I think, but let's ask the two experts. I got Jehan Mubarak, I got Malinda Warnapura. Where do I start from? Which one of you want to go first about the semi-final? Jehan, you'd like to start? You're the closest to me.
Firing line.
Yes, okay.
I agree with you, Roshan. The semi-final chances have, whatever slim chances that we had are now non-existent. There is a theoretical chance, but nothing more than that. In terms of the game, a very poor game in all departments. Bowling
we come to that. We have a lot to discuss. But I want to ask Malinda whether he agrees that the semi-final chance is gone, or are we still in with a chance?
No, the only chance we had was against South Africa. If we'd have won yesterday, definitely we had a chance. But other than that, every day we are expecting to win. We'll have another chance. But I'm not sure that we'll have any other chances. So we all know that. So I'm sure very less chances, as Muba said, very theoretical chances. But then again, we have to play West Indies and India. So I don't have any hope.
So we are unanimous. The chances are of getting into the semi-final is virtually gone or very slim. So that's where we want to start this program from. We don't want to excite you too much. We don't want to give you hope too much. But let's try and get into the England game, or rather South African game, and let's understand where did it go wrong. I have my own theory, but I got two people here, so let's ask them. Jehan Mubarak wanted to expand a little bit. Here is your chance. Where was it really wrong? Was it the toss? Was it the batting? Was it the dot balls? Was it the bad bowling? Or was it all?
There was a lot. There is no turning point in the game. This is where we lost the game. To me, it's a lot of things, and those things are not specific to this game. We have seen them throughout the tournament. We've seen them throughout the last year or so, and it all came together in this game.
Why? After you beat England, after your confidence level is so high, when you expect to do well, both of you have played at the highest level. So why does that happen? Not from a team of that standing.
I actually don't have answers to that because there are some basics in cricket which when you go out there to bat or bowl or field, those things happen automatically, and some of the stats that are there, like the number of dot balls, the partnerships, even the bowling, the options we chose, the field setting, the scoring options, little things which we can take for granted as cricketers and as batsmen. They're not happening.
Malinda, what do you think?
I saw this interview with John Lewis, the batting coach, yesterday just before the game. He said we have excellent players. They should occupy the crease. So simple.
Occupy the crease.
Yes. So
now, what do you mean by occupy the crease here? Is it playing dot balls or staying there and scoring runs?
We all know that 20s, 30s not going to do any good. Even in school cricket, club cricket, when you go to international, same thing. So you get 20, 30. We have about 230s, 17s, 20s. So we are the top players. These guys are the top players that we have.
Are you sure they are the top players?
But I'm saying in the batting order, when you look at the batting order,
yes.
we call the top order, middle order. Those guys are playing, and we all know that they are capable of getting big runs. But unfortunately, the way they are batting and the application, and we have not seen any kind of one of these guys come out and say, right, today I'll take this responsibility. I'll play the main role. I'll be there for 30 overs. Get me a supporting role. We have not seen that. As you said, how many dot balls? No one wants to rotate the strike, run the first one fast. We have not seen anything like that.
No intent at all.
We need to give you an astonishing stat here. In the Sri Lankan innings, would you believe that we had played 30 overs as dot balls? 183 dot balls in the innings. Now, in a 50 over game, when you give away 30 overs, you're left with just under 20 overs to score your runs. In that context, hitting what Sri Lanka got was very remarkable because see, the point is they have extras and some good batting. But see, I got a theory here. I got a point or an idea. I'm basing my point based on a struggling Sri Lankan unit. Now, Malinda said you need a partnership. You need someone to put their hand up, carry on. Now, I saw that happening. Avishka Fernando, Kusal Pereira, after the first wicket was lost of the very first ball. My question is a little bit long, but I want to explain myself. Kusal or Avishka Fernando came in. I thought he was toned down a bit, had a good mixture of defense and attack. At 67 for 1, looking good in the 10th over. And then you lose the 2 set batsmen. I felt for a struggling Sri Lankan team, that was too hard to take.
Possible. And that's been the story. Like, we always need our top order to get us through to 30 overs to get us to a reasonable score. When we lose 2-3 early wickets, we get completely bogged down and get no momentum whatsoever. And I wanted to add a bit on the batting. The point of was that I feel we are promoting or asking batsmen to bat in a specific way. So we have labeled them as new ball batsmen. These are the boundary hitters. These are your batsmen who can bat against spin. These are the batsmen who can bat against fast bowling at the death. But if you're these are the batsmen who can bat on bouncy pitches, on slow pitches. But if you're a batsman, you have to be able to do all of that. You have to be able to handle the new ball, know when to leave, know when to counter attack, know how to drop and run. And that's the art of batting. So I think we have taken that art of batting away from batsmen.
Is it a coaching thing? Or is it
Maybe.
is it a wrong selection thing or is it, what is it? I mean, how can that happen? Because you can't force someone to do something against your run of play.
It's a bit like this. We try to find the strengths and weaknesses of players, and we ask players to play to their strengths.
Okay.
And we tell them, okay, your strength is when you're attacking, but that doesn't mean you attack all the time. Or you say your strength is when you're playing against spin and you're using your feet or playing either side. So that doesn't mean you use your feet all the time. So we are pushing them towards specialization, towards one being very good in one thing, but in cricket that's not good enough.
Especially in the modern game, because you need so much of versatility as you play the game. Malinda, do you agree with what he said?
Yeah, the important thing that you
said. If you agree, I want to ask a question. You know what? So, then tell me about Angelo Matthews. What are your thoughts? You know, why I'm asking Malinda this is because Angelo used to be an attacking player. He used to have a strike rate of better than a runner ball. He used to be a finisher. But why haven't we seen him play? England match, we understand the pitch was not easy. But yesterday's game against South Africa, it was not a 203 pitch. So what do you think is really going through Angelo Matthews, if I can ask you that question?
We all know that he's the most experienced player. There's nothing to struggle like that when he comes into the middle. And that is something new for us also, because okay, you can fail couple of games, but when you come in, yes, you'll have to take a bit of time and you'll have to spend time in the middle. But then again, when Angelo is in the middle with Kusal Mendes, both of them have played enough of ODIs, enough of experience, and that's where we see you leave many balls and you just try to hit something nowhere. So this is something is going wrong.
Is it the mind? Is he going through any pressure, you think, as a batsman being out of form?
Yeah, probably, because when you see the batting order, there's no one to say that these guys are in top form. Everyone is getting 20s, 30s, and when Angelo is in the middle, and I'm sure that he might think, this once again the responsibility is with me. So maybe it's too much for him, and there's no one else to come. And when you look down the order, I'm sure there's no one else also to see that, okay, right, he's there for me, that he will bat for 15 overs, that I could finish the game. You don't see anything like that. So definitely, it's again that when you're in the middle, you feel all these things and you struggle as well. And he's also trying to get runs. I'm sure he's going through that thinking.
Yeah, it is a tough ask. I just want to bring you up to date with some stats that has been provided. Sri Lanka has been outstanding in the first 10 overs. In fact, they have been the best in this World Cup. They've been averaging 6.64. But cricket fans and everyone watching this know that the crucial period of cricket in a 50-over game is the 10th to the 40th. That's where you make or break. And at that point, Sri Lanka is almost languishing at the bottom. 4.22 and Sri Lanka is even lower than Afghanistan. So you could now see what impact this 10th to the 40th over has done for Sri Lanka in the World Cup. So I'm quite surprised that this has not been addressed, though this information is available to everyone with the Sri Lanka team. And also in terms of the points table, we spoke about Sri Lanka's chances or lack of chances. England now, if England lose 2 games, they'll stay with 8. They got to play with India and New Zealand. Pakistan lose 1. Well, they got Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Bangladesh has India and Pakistan. They both got 7 points each. And Sri Lanka has West Indies and India, and they got 6 points each. So we're trying our best to show you in theory that Sri Lanka has a chance, because if Pakistan loses 1 game, they get only 9. Bangladesh loses 1 game, they got only 9. England lose both games, they're stuck at 8. Sri Lanka wins 2 games, they get to 10. Now this is what we are trying to tell you, but we don't know in reality how real and how practical, considering where the Sri Lanka team is. Anyway, it's time now to join Damit Weerasinghe. Let's find out what he thought about this game between Sri Lanka and South Africa.
Thanks, Roshan. Yes, Sri Lanka's batting flopped once again. 9-wicket defeat at the hands of the Proteas, who have just have one foot on the plane already. They won't be playing in the semi-finals for sure, South Africa, but today they put out a brilliant effort with both bat and ball, and as well in the field. Dwayne Pretorius, Chris Morris picked up 3 wickets each. Sri Lanka had a clear plan of not giving any wickets to Imran Tahir, but the other bowlers, they had a very little understanding of how to rotate the strike, and their shot selection was very poor. Sri Lanka, they only made 203 runs after being 67 for 1 at one stage. Avishka Fernando finished off another good start, I should say. He looks like a player who have plenty of potential, but doesn't know how to convert those starts into big knocks. Angelo Matthews, Kusal Mendis, Dhananjay De Silva, Jehan Mendis, they all had strike rates below 60, which is unacceptable in ODI cricket at this moment. 203 runs wasn't never going to be easy for Sri Lanka to defend. Lasith Malinga once again tried hard, took the wicket of Quinton de Kock, but it wasn't easy. Faf du Plessis and Hashim Amla east of the target with close to 13 overs to spare. So Sri Lanka still have a chance of making the semi-finals, but it looks glim. They need to depend on the other results also. They need to make sure that England lose both their matches, Pakistan and Bangladesh lose 1 match, and they need to make sure that they win their 2 games as well, which is one will be West Indies on Monday. So we will be back again with another update after the West Indies game.
Thank you, Damit, and welcome back. Well, we want to focus our attention on the West Indies game. Sri Lanka has the West Indies coming up next, again at Durham at Chester Street, and then you play India as the last game in the first round. Gentlemen, how hopeful are you about the West Indies? Now, the West Indies also had a thorough thrashing by India in that last game. I mean, they were humiliated, to be honest, if that's the right word. I read a lot of comments on social media and how down the West Indies are. So can we use that? Can we ride on it? I'll start with Malinda. What do you think?
We have to, because yesterday South Africa was the same way they came to this game, and at the toss, captain said, what do you want to change? He only said win. That's the word that du Plessis mentioned. So at end of the day, they won against Sri Lanka. So the same way as Sri Lankans, we have 2 more games. Somewhere we have to start somehow, and if we can win against West Indies, yes, that something for our bowlers, batters to come out with something. So that's what we expect from these guys, because it's not losing is every day. If you just say, okay, we are losing, we lost to these guys, we lost to South Africa. When you look at the
Losing is a habit now.
it's going to be like, for the last 2 years we had the same problem. So we thought like, okay, we won against England, as you mentioned, like we went for a against South Africa. Everyone was supposed to do something different, but we didn't see anything at all. So hope that's all we can do, that we'll give a good game against West Indies.
Right, Jehan, what should be different in this game coming up against the West Indies? And if you were the chairman of selectors on tour, Mr. Ashant Adimel, if you change roles, what would be the changes you want to see in this team, in personnel and in approach against the West Indies? Would you change this team?
I would change. I would give Malinda a game in the middle order. Strengthen up, get him to bat. Maybe
Where?
we haven't seen Malinda bowl.
Where? No, we did 2 over 17 in one game.
It's just 2. So
Yeah.
apart from
so
that,
where
and
would
his-
he bat?
Anywhere. Anyway, I would even try him at number 5 after Angelo.
Right.
And see how it goes, because he's got experience as a
So
batsman.
whom will you leave out?
Jehan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeevan's become a bad word these days, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I mean, I
look,
feel it's
all
very
these
unfair.
guys are friends. We know them.
Yeah, of
I'm just
course.
talking about combinations on the team and what is best. If they're out of form,
Exactly.
there's no point
Exactly.
pursuing it.
I actually sympathize with Jeevan. I expected a lot more from him for someone as experienced as he is. So, just one change.
I expect one.
But he's
Pradeep is
down
not
with
going to play
chickenpox,
I
I
don't
was
think
told, yeah.
he's going to be available.
What's wrong with Nuhan Pradeep? Seriously, he seems to attract something out of the ordinary. Either he will have an injury now. How did he pick up chickenpox in England?
No, I hope that it doesn't spread to any of the others. And
No,
we
he
might
must
have-
be now.
So yeah, apart from that, I can't say. I might give Isurudana, and we're playing at Durham, the same
Yes.
ground. I would have brought Isurudana on earlier, because the wickets called for taking pace off the ball. South Africa did that. They bowled back over length and took pace off, which we didn't do. I didn't think we tried to take pace off the ball. Isuru is one person, so maybe bring him on a little bit earlier. But more than that, the attitude. When you have nothing to play for, we know
Nothing
we have
to lose.
nowhere to go, nothing to lose, nothing to play for. You play for pride.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing. That's the last thing we can hold on to and cling on to. You play for pride as a team, as a batsman, whether you're Malinda or Jehan or Kusal Mendis, you're in the worst form of your life, then you forget everything and you play for pride. At least show a bit of fight, character, fight for every run, fight for every dot ball, fight for each other. When that comes, then maybe we'll see something coming out of it.
Malinda, do you want to see any changes in this team? I'm not asking about approach, but team. Do you want to see any changes? Do you like to see Malinda in for Jeevan or the same 11?
We have a specialized leg spinner this side.
Van der Sar, okay.
We have not seen him.
Yeah, but is Durham the place for him?
Wherever else, why is he in the squad then?
No.
If he's the only leg spinner we have, the main bowler, and if you are saying this is Oval, this is Durham, where is he going to play?
Good point. So whom will you leave out?
I will leave out Jeevan. Even in the yesterday's game, I should have thought they should have tried the leg
So
spinner.
are you happy with a struggling batting lineup minus an all-rounder, titled all-rounder, and you kind of beef your bowling? Is that what you're saying? Or what about leaving out Suranga Lakmal, who didn't really look too good?
Right. So we have no other options for
Okay.
batting.
Okay.
Even those top 6 guys are scoring 200 runs.
Right.
Why don't we get another bowler and try him out?
Right. So you're trying to strengthen the bowling and see how well it will go. Right. So we got 2 views expressed. Jehan thinks that Malinda Sirivardhan should be given a go, and Malinda thinks that Van der Sar, who's been on tour so far and hasn't played a game, should be given. But just to bring you up to date with Sri Lanka's record against the West Indies in the World Cups, or in fact in ODIs, Sri Lanka have won 25, West Indies 28, and in World Cups still West Indies hold the edge 4-2. Right, we are almost at the end of the program. So just want to remind you that you should visit the special hub of ThePapare.com, which has been set up for the ICC World Cup 2019. The link is www.thepapare.com/CWC19. Now, you'll find a lot of exclusive and quality content and a lot of World Cup coverage and much, much more in that site. And also, don't forget, that ThePapare is the only digital clip rights licensee for the ICC World Cup in Sri Lanka. Now, also I want to remind you that you can keep up with a lot of information and original sports content. All you need to do is to subscribe. Just click on that icon and subscribe to thepapare.com. Now, before I go, I got a question, and the question is, in which year Sri Lanka defeated West Indies in a completed match in a World Cup? In which year? Any idea? Any thought?
I was there. I think.
Oh, you were there. So you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to talk. We're not asking Jehan how many World Cups he played. And we are also asking him which World Cup he's talking about. So it's up to you. Now, last week's question was, who was the player of the match in the tied game between Sri Lanka and South Africa in 2003? And the answer is Marwan Athapattu. He got 124. And the winner is Pasan Chamikara. So that's it on Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Well, we got two games, the West Indies and India. And let's hope that Sri Lanka will be able to salvage something out of this World Cup if they can't enter the semi-final. We like to leave you with that thought. And thank you for joining us. Until we see you again, it's goodbye.
Let's get together and cheer our Lions to victory. Let's rally behind our team at the Cricket World Cup.
We want a
With Coca-Cola, the drink of togetherness.